Certainly will take teamwork to help the most vulnerable during this Arctic blast. Today, the Beaumont Salvation Army and representatives from some other place came to meet together to talk about combining their efforts. The organizations created a disaster plan that will extend their normal shelter hours into the overnight period. It's all part of an effort to make sure that the men and women they serve every day have a warm place to turn. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman learned how this joint effort will make sure all bases are covered. Ebony?
That's right, Jordan. For some other place, this is something new. This will be their first time extending their day shelter into overnight. They'll become an overflow shelter if beds are needed.
The need may be more than they can facilitate. So what we're going to do here at some other place is that we're just going to start at 3 o'clock on Thursday, right when it's going to start to get cold. We're going to go into disaster mode.
Christopher Robertson is executive director at Some Other Place on McFadden Avenue. They're extending their normal daytime services and preparing to stay open as a warming shelter.
We're going to go to lunch, and then after lunch, we can bring them back, do hot cocoa, and later in the day, maybe bring them some gumbo or something to keep them warm.
And when nighttime falls, Robertson says his staff and 30 volunteers from Victory Temple Church will be ready to keep the facility doors open if the Beaumont Salvation Army gets overwhelmed.
So we're looking at about 44 people. That's the capacity we're shooting for. You know, we'll try to accommodate if it's more or less than.
Beginning Friday at 7 a.m. Through Sunday, we're just going to play it by ear.
Just up the street, Elizabeth Rodriguez is a Salvation Army caseworker. They're adding a 24-hour warming station to their existing 40-bed overnight shelter. She says volunteers are their biggest need.
We're getting volunteers through the VOAD, but hopefully there will be some because we really are short-staffed.
That's where Beaumont City Councilman Mike Getz says the city will step in.
In a situation like this, you've got to reach out, get volunteers to come in and make sure everything runs smoothly.
He says the Homeless Coalition can help coordinate operations between the two nonprofits, making sure no one has to stay out on the streets during this Arctic blast. At Some Other Place, they need cold weather gear like jackets, coats, and socks. We have all the ways that you can get involved on the 12 News Now app. Ebony Coleman, 12 News.